Dirkens here, and this is time for my Clemson, South Carolina rant. Thank y'all for joining me. First and foremost, I just want to go ahead and say, if you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. What's wrong with you? Even if you're Gamecock, because Lord knows some sense might come to you, and you might realize it's time to pull for a winning team. So I'm going to open up this rant with a song from my new album that will be available on iTunes in the coming days. I think you'll like it. Just for you Gamecocks tomorrow. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. Take a fish out of water and try to make it drive a car. Even if you're drunk, you know it won't get too far. Just like those chickens from Columbia trying to play football, will rip their bloomers off and strangle them with their jaws. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. Put Grandma in a bikini and put her in an old contest. You'd rather have your eyes ripped out than staring at that mess. Just like those chickens from Columbia in the armpit of the state, running their mouth, pissing people off, claiming they something they ain't. So go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. Sing it like a song. Well, go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. You know Clemson plays great football, without a doubt. Oh yeah. You boys are really good at eating dookie for a snack, 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 snack. Whoa! Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. One more time. Yeah, go ahead and peck your dookie chicken, go do what you do best. Go ahead and peck your dookie chicken and the Tigers will do the rest. The rest, the rest, the rest, rest, rest. Yeah. Bobby Dirkens, and that song, along with He's a Gamecock, is going to be available on iTunes, Spotify, everything you want to buy. It's going to be on there in the next couple of days. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for joining me. A bunch of you saying may there to me, may there, may there. It's hard to sing, play, and say may there to you, but may there to you. Look, I already know the prediction on this whole thing. But I'm going to do a rant. Before I do the rant, I just want to bring up a couple of things. First of all, a lot of y'all know there's tons of YouTubers like myself who pull for their team. They're not Clemson YouTubers. Got some good ones like Pigskin Pete. He's a good Clemson guy. Tailgating for Tigers, good Clemson guy. Those guys, great, 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 great. Smallville. Garrett Sanders is his name, Smallville. This guy does a pick of all 132 teams. He is a genius. He goes to Jacksonville State down in Alabama. He is a good young man. His grandfather has fell ill and is in really bad shape. And I'm asking you to pray for Garrett. And if you're like, Bobby, I don't pray, well, then start praying. To do it at least today for Garrett Sanders, Smallville's grandfather. They've had to spend a lot of time worried about him. He was doing fine. He had a bad fall, and now he's not doing well. So y'all please pray for him. So Garrett, my prayers are with you, buddy. My thoughts mean nothing, but my prayers mean something. I'm praying for you, buddy. I hope you get feeling better. Everybody, go check out Smallville and subscribe to him because it's really, really good. All right? Next thing, me and Tailgating for Tigers going to be downtown tomorrow, which if you're watching this later on, it won't be tomorrow. It'll be at the Clemson-Carolina game in Clemson here in 2018. We're going to be out there. I'm going to be actually interviewing Gamecock fans with Tailgating for Tigers. You don't know who Tailgating for Tigers is, you need to get out from under the rock that you're living under. You need to go subscribe to him, not just subscribe to, so you can see all the crap he's put out. It's brilliant. I'm actually going to sing that song to Gamecock fans. Yeah. Imagine that. But I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to interview them. I'm going to talk to them and ask them why Why do they pull for these losers when they really attained nothing in 129 years of football? A team that has been to only 22 bowls in 129 years, winning only 9 of them. Next, Pigskin Pete actually wanted to have me on the show and talk to him. He just put that up. I did an interview today. This is the day before Clemson game in 2018. Go watch it. Well, watch me. Then go watch him. Make sure you subscribe to Pigskin Pete. He's a great friend of mine. All right. It's time for the rant. Let me go ahead and tell you this. That I have got word that there are Gamecocks out there who says that listen to me, I am the quintessential, as Pigskin Pete, dumb Clemson fan that everybody hates. And Pigskin Pete asked me to comment on that. Comment on that. He said, what's your defense that there are some people who said that on YouTube about you? They're Carolina fans. And you know what my reply is? They're absolutely right. I am the Clemson fan that you love to hate. You know why you hate me? Hey, Volunteer Roadshow. I mean to be calling you. Gotta call you. I don't know if you have a show on tonight. I hope you do. If he does, y'all need to watch him. Listen to me. Gamecock fans, I am the bad guy. I am the person that symbolizes what you hate about Clemson. You know why? Because I'm the guy that don't have to get, even though I get all fired up, I don't have to get fired up to talk to y'all. Here's why. We have 69 wins, y'all have 42. You say that's history, but we don't want to talk about it, especially during that 5-year run that you had. High five, remember? Ha ha, Pigskin Pete's in the house, Uncle Luke, a bunch of you in there, may there too. But here's the deal. You guys didn't want to talk about history during your 5-year run? Right? But now you want to talk about history. You want to talk about the herd around the world. You want to talk about Connor Shaw. You want to talk about Steve Spurrier up till the time that he decided that he wanted to stop being a loser and he went back to Gainesville, Florida to become some type of ambassador for the University of Florida football team. You want to talk about that, but during that 5-year period, you didn't want to talk about it. So it's kind of, I do, but I don't, but I won't. And I will, but maybe only if it benefits me. Let me tell you this. I will go ahead and tell you that I understand why you hate me. It's because I'm right. It's because I'm right. You can't beat this. You can't. You can't do it. I just did something right there that half your wide receivers can't do. Catch. You have a quarterback who's grandfathered in because his dad just happens to coach for you. Because his dad coaches for you, guess what? He can go out there and he can throw to the other team. And you can have a guy who could possibly come out and play for y'all sitting on the bench. He's going nowhere. You have a wide receiver who is explosive, but all we have to do is just double team him and he's done. And I've sat and watched your other wide receivers this season. Guess what they've done? Drop the ball. It's easy to understand why you hate me so much. It's easy to understand why you hate this Paul so much, why you hate the shirt. It's easy to understand why you sit there and you have to conjure up a bunch of stupidity about us. You have to talk about the Danny Ford days. I used to hear this all the time from a Carolina fan. Well, you know, the reason our boys gets in trouble versus y'all's boys is if you live down in Columbia, they take their boys, if they're football players, if they get in trouble, they carry them to jail. But up there at Clemson, they drive them to the coach's house. I'm sorry. There's kind of a difference between, you know, possibly murdering somebody and getting caught smoking pot. I'm not a pot smoker. It ain't my thing. But be quite honest, between me and you, that's the truth. Hey, he's high. Dry him out. get him unhigh, and he should be fine. This guy over here, he smacked a granny overhead and kicked his girlfriend in the goober, and she don't even have a goober. We're going to have to put him in jail. There's a difference there. And why are you going off on tangents like that? Because here's the deal. Why are you even talking about those things? Because here's the deal. You have to get off subject of football to try to figure out something else to talk about. Because when you talk about head-to-head, golly, we just murder you. And as Pigskin Pete pointed out earlier, during the time that you got some of your wins, the reason that you won was because our boys was off fighting a war. The only reason you're bowl eligible this year is because you played a bunch of nobodies. And you want to talk about that? You want to talk about the ACC being trash? Have you looked at the SEC East? Have you looked at the SEC East aside from Georgia? Tennessee has been rebuilding for 12 years now. Florida has not been good since before your coach got there. Vanderbilt has always sucked. Kentucky, how on the Lord's good green earth they ever ended up number 11 in the country, other than if they, let me tell you right now, if Kentucky was in the MAC and they would have had the record that they had in the SEC, they would have barely cracked the top 25. Missouri is not even in the SEC, yet somehow they are. The SEC West, Alabama, big fall off, LSU, Mississippi State, a very schizophrenic Auburn. It's not like all of you boys are a bunch of great Vikings fighting each other and some win, some lose. No. No. It is a bunch of mediocre teams under two elite teams. Period. The ACC, one elite team, one okay team, and a bunch of losers. There you go. I admit it. Boom. That's never been a thing for me, and I'm not a conference guy. So go off, and if you're a conference guy, well, I want our conference to look good. Why? So they can continue to recruit better than you and beat the living piss out of you and embarrass you to where you can't get any good recruits? Hey, I'm going to go play for that team who beat y'all, but at least our conference will be good. I mean, I won't be playing for you, but the conference will be good. Y'all should think before you speak. Dear God. Bunch of buttheads. Tomorrow, Clemson will get number 70. They will get number 70. And y'all could win for the next 25 years. And we still have the series by 3 games. May there to everybody. I know everybody's saying hey to me. Listen to me. I ain't ignoring you. It's just once I get on this thing, I keep going. By the way, my album will be coming out. My album will be coming out sometime next week. Y'all be sure to go on there and buy it. You can stream it. But here's what I'll say. Here's a deal I'll make with you. I would ask this of my viewers who listen to me. If you listen to me and you like me and you ain't got no money, it's a hard time of the year, I understand. Just stream it on Spotify or iTunes. But if you've got a few extra dollars, it's only going to be a few dollars. At the most, $5. That's once I get all 5 tracks up. But I think the first 2 is only going to be like $1.98. If you got that and you can spare it, would you support the cause? I'm going to tell you right now, you support much worse when you put in some of these big networks who will sit there and they don't even talk about sports anymore. All they do is just try to beat you down with what they want to push. They don't even talk about sports hardly anymore. They forget that they're a sports network. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead, and I did this on my prediction, but I'm going to do this real quick, and then I'm going to close this down. I just don't want to keep going on. Let's go over some statistics, all right? Here we go. Jake Bentley's 177 of 272. 2,244 yards, 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. 9 interceptions. Some bad interceptions too, by the way. Threw the ball right to Texas A&M. I remember that down there in the corner. Trevor Lawrence, true freshman, has went through a quarterback debacle. Listen to me. A quarterback situation that made national news, and the only reason it made national news is it was the first time that somebody was taking advantage of the rule. and they had had success at the school. And then they wanted to go run their mouth and talk about how bad Clemson was, only to retract a few weeks later. At the very first game, he got knocked out, he got hurt. And still with that, he has 2,095 yards, 21 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Rico Dowdle, 100 carries, 498 yards, 4 touchdowns. Travis Etienne, listen to this, 136 carries. Remember, he's splitting that with 3 other running backs. 2 other mainly, but another 3. But 3 overall if you count some carries that Lynn J. Dixon eventually took away. Which we're happy for them. 136 carries, 1,157 yards, 17 touchdowns. Brian Edwards, big story this week that his grandfather played at Clemson back in the day. He's actually in the record books there. 42 receptions, 659 yards. Brian Edwards said he grew up a Georgia fan. He ended up playing at South Carolina. So he's got ties to 2 winning programs, but he decided to be part of a losing program. Good job, Brian. Keep making decisions like that, and you won't continue to play football. 42 receptions, 659 yards, 6 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 43 receptions, 624, and 7 touchdowns. If we want to look at points per game, Clemson's averaging 44.7. South Carolina's averaging 32.8. Clemson's only allowing 12.1 per game. Listen to this. Bad for you Gamecocks, allowing 26.7. So what that means is no matter what's going on, Clemson's going to win this game. I'm going to close this way. Clemson, only you can lose tomorrow. South Carolina can't beat you head-to-head. You have the coaching staff that has been together for an extremely long amount of time. A long time. It's not like Saban. Yes, Saban's had a ton of success, but I almost had a stroke there. Saban has had a revolving door with assistants and coordinators. You know why? They work for him and they try to take over whatever they're going to take over at their program, whether they're good at it or not. They may be great positions coaches or maybe great coordinators, but they're not really head coaches. But anytime they can get away from Alabama, they do. Dabo Swinney has a coaching staff that has been together for an extremely long amount of time. Other people's tried to swoop in and hire them away. Guess what? They said we'd rather stay in our position. We're still being paid outrageously well. Why would I want to go try to rebuild something when I'm already in the lap of luxury? It's not the thing of I'm more of a man if I'm a head coach. No, it's I'm more of a man if I make the right decision. I'm being paid, once again, outrageously well. Why would I want to leave this? You're playing a team whose seniors have the most wins in ACC history. Of course, that means nothing to you because the SEC, I mean, they just piss excellence, right? Everything they do is outrageous. Let's look at history about the SEC. And you know what the funny thing about SEC history is? You have nothing in it unless it's women's basketball and a few baseball years. Nobody cares about women's basketball. It deals nothing with women. It deals nothing with feminism. It deals with if people make an honest choice and they want to watch women's basketball or not, they don't watch it. The baseball team had some great years. They're gone. Clemson's had great years, had some down years, but they still somehow overall dominate you. So, yes, I am the Clemson fan that you will not only love to hate, but I am the example of what you hate. I am the poster child. I check off every box of everything you hate about me. Because at the end of the day, you can shoot me, you can bury me in the grave, and you can take a big old fluid-filled piss all over my grave. But you know what? I was right when I was alive. I was right when you were killing me, and I'm right after I'm dead. You hate me, and I love you for it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will be beating you this weekend, and you will go off into the abyss of nothing of maybe the Independence Bowl. And maybe if you had a successful season, you could return to the greatest bowl that you've ever been to. The Capital One Bowl. Well, that's all I've got for you. You guys suck. I'm the man, and so is the Tigers. Everybody, thank you so much, so much. And remember to subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at BDirkens, BDIRKENS. Also on Instagram at TheBobbyDirkens. Remember, I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up, and Lord knows, as long as he keeps filling my lungs with air, I'll keep showing up. Bobby Dirkens.